Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It's our pleasure to welcome you to MADARA Cosmetics Investor Webinar. We will start the webinar with company's presentation, which will be followed by questions and answers session. Therefore, you're kindly invited to participate by typing in your question in the questions box, which can be found in the settings panel zone. I would now like to turn the conference over to Mr. Uldis Iltners, the member of the management board and shareholder of MADARA Cosmetics, who will proceed with the presentation.
Good afternoon, dear participants. Thank you for joining the 5th MADARA Cosmetics webinar. Today we will speak about the unaudited results of 2019 and important events of the last year. You're welcome to send in your questions and I will be glad to answer them at the end of the webinar. Few words about the company. MADARA Cosmetics is the leading cosmetics producer in Baltics, specialized in producing of unique EcoCert and Cosmos certified natural and organic skincare and makeup products. Our core business is within European Union with our own brands MADARA and MOSSA, plus a smaller part of our business is producing for other companies, mainly from Nordic region. Since cosmetics market is dynamic and driven very much by novelties, innovation is important element for our business. We are among the most innovative organic certified cosmetics producers in Europe, actively working on new natural-based solutions and ingredients in close cooperation with Latvian University, every year launching new products. Also, this year we are expecting to launch several very interesting new products. About some of them I will tell later in my presentation. 2019 was a successful year for MADARA Cosmetics and we have achieved good growth. Here are some numbers. Turnover increased by 21.2%. This is somewhat lower growth rate than in previous years. EBITDA growth plus 11.1% at similar level as in 2018, and net profit reached 4.2% increase, which is lower increase compared to last year's, and is strongly connected to our makeup launch and related investments and organizational changes. The company is listed on Nasdaq First North since November 2017, offers shareholders benefits program to all our shareholders, is retail investors friendly, as well as prepares ESG report. The growth of last year was driven mainly by healthy growth of existing channels and successful introduction of new products, where big role played our new makeup line, which was launched in the end of September last year. Here we can see the geographical sales breakdown. 94% of the turnover came from EU countries, including Latvia, which is 2 percentage points increase compared to the previous year. Last year we had distribution reorganizations in several our markets outside Europe, and already in the second half of the last year we could see positive trends, where the sales proportion outside EU was 8%, which is 1 percentage point increase compared to the second half of 2018. We are expecting that the positive trend outside EU will continue also on this year. Looking at sales distribution by product categories in MADARA, MOSSA, and contract manufacturing, the share of MADARA brand remained unchanged. We can see a slight proportional increase of MOSSA brand and respective decrease in contract manufacturing. According to current agreements and orders, we are expecting that the contract manufacturing share will increase in 2020 and add several percentage points. And given this, we expect a good year for our own brands, MADARA and MOSSA as well. The sales division of MADARA by product group has undergone visible changes related to the new product launches. Launched in September 2019 and having only one full quarter on the market, makeup represents 3% in total 12 months sales results and 7% in the second half of 2019. The launch was successful, and I think this is a pretty nice result. Successful launch of functional hair care line called Grow has added 3 percentage points to the hair care category. The most important categories are still facial care products and anti-age cosmetics, making together 71% of MADARA product sales. So it is expected that these two categories will remain the main and most important categories. Here we can see the overview of the financial results. The consolidated turnover reached 11.5 million euros, which is 21.2% increase compared to 2018. 51.5% of the turnover was generated in the second half of last year, where turnover increased by 22.7% compared to corresponding period in 2018. The biggest markets are still Latvia and Finland. In Latvia, we had healthy double-digit growth, amounted to 14%, while Finland was somewhat slower and managed only 3% growth. The gross profit margin slightly decreased and was 61.3%. The decrease of gross profit margin is mainly related to the introduction of makeup in production. At the bottom line, we generated 1.58 million euros net profit, which is 4% increase. EBITDA amounts to 2.2 million euros, which is 11% increase. And turnover target for this year remains 15 million euros. Now I will speak about the important events of last year. 2019 has been a year of investments and is already the second year in a row when the long-term investments are above 1 million euro. Investment in the development of makeup, very important part of total investments, but not the only one. Apart from makeup, investments have been made in all company departments in order to improve the organization. And our current organization is in a very good shape. I could say even close to optimal. And yeah, it's in a good shape to make further development steps. And it means to achieve the planned growth in 2020, we do not need significant investments, and we can achieve it with our current organization and resources. Yeah, as I already mentioned, probably the most important event of last year was the development of our new makeup line, the makeup line was successfully launched in September last year. So currently the makeup line is launched and available in our main markets as Latvia, Finland, Germany, and France. The feedback is very good, and we see that with our new makeup line, we are able to open new sales channels, which we were not able to open with our skincare. We are planning that makeup will have important part in our business, in our total turnover. So this year, the share of makeup in our turnover might be between 7 and 10%, and we are expecting that with every next year the makeup share will increase. The total long-term investments in the makeup development amounted to 470,000 euros, where 374,000 euros were investments in production equipment, and 96,000 euros were investments in development. This is the part which is capitalized and as long-term investment. Yeah, then besides makeup, we had quite many improvements and in our processes. One of important improvement of last year is that we launched a business intelligence tool in full operation, and it significantly improved our supply chain management and data analytics. We improved also the development process, the process of developing new products, since cosmetics market is very dynamic and driven by novelties. So it means that we need to to be able to introduce new products on the market quickly. So now we have improved process for this, which will allow us to bring the new products on market even quicker. And from other side, significantly reducing the potential mistakes. Last year we started also the implementation of production resource planning system, and this is still in process, and we are expecting that the system will be finished and fully implemented in the first half of this year. Then we opened in the first half of last year, we opened our fourth MADARA brand shop in Riga in shopping mall Acropole, and it was a successful step and has strengthened our overall sales results in Latvia. And last but not the least point, as usually when evaluating our financial performance, we invite investors to look also to our ESG report, where we talk about our sustainability activities, and the full report is available on our homepage. As I mentioned, also this year we are planning to launch several new products. Here we can see 3 of them which are already launched this year. So the Time Miracle Hydra Firm Hyaluron Concentrate, the fake tan for face, and the melting cleansing oil. So all these 3 products are already on the market, and these are only some of the new products for this year. So there will be other novelties for skincare as well as for makeup later this year. So this was from my side for today. In the appendixes, you can find the full set of the numbers, and now I'm open for your questions.
Uldis, thank you for your presentation. We have received 3 questions in advance. Participants, before we start, if any of you would like to ask your question to the company, please type it in the questions box that you see in the settings panel zone. Meanwhile, the first question that we have received goes the following. Could you please specify your one-off costs in 2019?
Thank you. The one-off costs in 2019 are related to development of makeup, and it made significant pressure on the whole organization, including in terms of costs. According to Latvian legislation, company can capitalize only the development expenses. For example, test batches, the cost of test batches and direct development salaries, which in our case are 96,000 euros. All other related costs, which actually are more than these 96,000 euros, are treated as expenses and cannot be capitalized. The impact on profit is around 2 percentage points, excluding the capitalized direct development expenses. Eva?
Thank you. The second question, EBIT margin going forward.
Thank you. And the EBIT margin had tendency to decrease over the last couple of years, which was related to growing depreciation expenses and sales expenses. We expect it to recover to the level of 2018 to around 0.15 this year. Thank you. Eva?
Thank you. And now the third question. Do you feel the impact of COVID-19 or so-called coronavirus on your business operations?
Thank you. Yeah, I actually expected this question. So until now in the first quarter, we do not see impact. So until now we are according to our plans, and at this moment we feel we are rather convinced that we will be able to reach our targets for the first quarter. We see that there is slower activity from Italian market in last couple of weeks, but we will cover this by other successful sales development in other our main markets. Eva?
Thank you. We have received one more question. Company still has a lot of cash in balance sheet. What are management plans to effectively utilize capital?
Yeah, so we as I mentioned in my presentation, we had quite big investments in last 2 years. This year, to make the next development step, we do not need that much investment. So basically, we can reach the growth with our existing organization and resources, and the cash we have. The free cash we have is we will keep it for further investments, and yeah, so it's probably starting from next year we might need again to make some bigger investments to continue to grow. Eva?
Thank you. A follow-up question on EBIT topic. Did I understand correctly that long-term EBIT margin aim is 15%? 15.
Yeah, so this is this is the I would say this is the level where we would like to be. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. It seems no, we have received one more. So by growth, do you mean geographical expansion or capex in property, plant, equipment?
Yeah, actually it might be both, since now the current premises are already used rather effectively. So of course we still have some free production capacities, but if we continue the current growth trend, then in next I would say 2-3 years we will need to make decisions about increasing our production capacity. Regarding the markets for the next 3 years, our focus will remain to develop our markets in European Union. In our opinion, there is still quite big potential for further growth, and it is, according to our experience, it is more effective to grow in European Union than outside. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. Does revenue guidance for 2020 is still valid? And the person apologizes if you answered this during the webinar.
Yes, the guidance, the revenue guidance of 15 million euro is still valid. Thank you. Yeah.
Short and clear. It seems that we have answered all the questions that were sent in. Participants, thank you for the activity level. We appreciate having these questions. Uldis, thank you for the presentation. We have recorded this webinar, so you will be able to hear it once again if there is such an interest. So follow MADARA Cosmetics announcements and also Nasdaq Baltic YouTube channel.
Thank you for joining today.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you. Goodbye.